Advent of Code Day 3 using OpenRefine. So the puzzle today is that we have a rucksack or a set of rucksacks, and they all have items in which are represented by these list of letters. So each line is a rucksack, and the rucksack has two compartments. So they always contain the same number of items. So essentially the first half of this string, however long it is in compartment 1. The second half of the string is the same length and in compartment 2. And what we're being asked to do is to look for any letters or items that appear in both halves or both compartments. So the P here appears here, lowercase p here, and that's the answer. And then we have to essentially allocate a number depending on which letter we find. So 1 to 52 depending on lower or uppercase A to Z, and then add them up again, and find the total sum. So let's have a look at the puzzle input. Again, this is one that I've already looked at, so I do know that we can do this one. So here's the input. So let's bring this into OpenRefine. So in it goes. I'll bring it in like this and give it a column name. So let's call this rucksack. And this is the Advent Code Day 3 project. Okay. So the first thing we want to do is to split this in half, and the easiest way I think is to do a transformation and use split by lengths, which is exactly designed to split up a string based on the length of the string. So we want to split by the length of the string divided by 2. So split by lengths, and then value dot length over 2. So can we do, and we can do that twice, I suppose. So that works. So we've got an array of with the two halves in. So I'm going to join these together with a pipe character, and then we can split this column into 2. And get 2 columns, rucksack 1, rucksack 2. So this is the first compartment, second compartment. So what we want to find out is which of the letters in this compartment is also in here. So or vice versa. So let's add a new column, and so what we're going to do is we're going to say they call it a priority item. So this is the priority item, and it's we can, if we do value dot split and just do an empty regular expression here, you see what we get is an array of all the letters. So it's splitting it into each character, and then we can filter that array based on whether the value, which the value v is in the first string. So we could do this in different ways, but perhaps the easiest is something like cells rucksack 1 dot contains v, and value. So the value in rucksack 1 row contains V, so that will be true. So the filter finds only the values in our starting array, which is this string split down, for which that's true, and that's going to be, we're told that that's 1 in each case. I can see that here we've got there's only one priority item, but it's repeated, so let's get rid of that by just getting the unique ones, and then we can take the first member of that array, which is the only member of the array, and add that column. So now we have the priority item, and the priority item value is calculated. Lowercase letters are 1 to 26, and then uppercase letters are 27 to 52. So this is there are different ways we could do this. I think that we're going to do it if I get the Unicode value of this letter. So this Unicode command gets an array of Unicode values based on the string, but we know there's only one character in the string, so we can just take the first value of that. So that is that's going to be a value, and I think in Unicode the A to Z, lower and uppercase, are all in a contiguous block, so we know the numbers are actually just going to be continuous, so we just have to take away the right amount from that. So in the case of lowercase letters, it would be taking away so that wants to be 4, so taking away 96, but in the case of uppercase letters, it's so we want that to be, we want the Z to be 52, so we know that we need to take away 38. So what we need to do is to check whether it's upper or lower case to start with, and we could do that. We can do that in a few ways, but so if value dot to lower case equals value, so if the value is lowercase, then we want to do value.unicode minus 96, otherwise we want to do value.unicode minus 38, and that should give us, I think, the right number. I wonder if there are any examples we can check here. So C, M, Z, Q, D, G. We got any of those? M, Z, Q, G, G, no. S and S, 19. So that's right. Maybe look for an uppercase 1, an uppercase P or L. Lowercase p, that's 16. We've got one of those. Yeah, the lowercase definitely look right. Well, I'm going to risk it. So let's. So we'll go priority score. And again, this horrible hack that I did yesterday. We're just going to make this into a record. And then do some option again. It's only 300 this time, so it'd be not so bad, but it's still a really awful hack. And we want the priority score. sum, and that is 7872. So hopefully that is the answer. Yeah. So that's the answer we got. So that's right. Okay, so that's the first part. Second part, they're going to now group the rucksacks into threes, and then we have to find the only item that appears in all three rucksacks. So we're no longer worrying about which compartment it's in. We just want to know each line which for each line which is in the three lines together. So I think the first thing we do is join these back together. So join these two columns. We can delete the join columns. We don't need a separator. So that's taken us back to that rucksack. I'll just rename this back to rucksack. Okay, so we want to be able to do the options with three things together. So what we need is to make records of one record for every three rows. So what we can do is, in this row, we can put in the row index divided by, so the row index is the number offset by 1. So the row number 1 has row index 0, just because it starts counting at 0, but they just go up. If we divide by that by 3, then we get, so this is rounding to essentially the nearest digit. I think that's the way it works. Anyway, because of the way the numbers are handled, this will always, because we're working from a whole number to start with, it'll give us whole number result. OpenRefine's maths here is a bit weird, but it gets us the result we want, which is that we get 3 rows which are 0, 3 rows which are 1, 3 rows which are 2, etc. So if we do that and then we do a blank down in records, so we'll do blank down and then switch to records mode. Now we have the 3 rows together in a record. So we're now able to work with our 3 rows again. I think I can get rid of those 2 columns. I don't think we need those anymore. So yeah, so we just need to, so I'll get rid of these just for tidy it up a bit. Okay, so I'm going to add a column based on this column. So shared item. So we know that we can get cell.value. cells.rucksack.value. So this will give us, should give us a, what have I done wrong? Row.record. There you go. So this gives us an array with all 3 values in from our record. So now we just have to work out which letter is in common across these 3 things, and I guess we can just do it in a pretty similar way. So if we say for the first one in that array, actually I'm going to make this a with, just to make this a little bit easier. So we'll call that A. Oh no, let's call it let's call it A. So A0 is the first thing in the array. So basically we want to say filter A0 dot split. So we want that's the so we want to filter that based on v, and we've got two conditions. V, so that is that A1 dot contains V, and A2 dot contains V. And then close the with, is that right? Close the with, one more, there you go. And this should find us the shared between the array. You can see that we've got, we get the same result in each row for a single record, which is what we'd expect. So all three of these are the same, all three of these are the same. So we can just extract that. Should only be one, we've told that by the puzzle. We can blank this down to get just one value, and then we need to transform this into the priority value again. So it's the same idea as last time, so we should have a save statement. So we're going to say priority, and should have this somewhere. So here it is, we can reuse this. Okay, and then right now we want to, now we've got the priorities. Let's get rid, so we can get rid of all the other rows. Don't care about these anymore. Just to make it a little simpler. Make that null, and then just add a single record in the top here, move to records modes, blank that down, and the usual nonsense here, row.record.cells.priority.value.sum, and that is 2497, and that is the answer. Brilliant. That is day 3 done.